couple weeks ago up in Seattle, some people had called the police about a 13-year-old. The 13-year-old had made threats, anonymous threats, that they might do harm to another school. So the police responded, showed up at the house, and what did they find? Guns all over the place, behind dressers, on the floor, and up on the wall. Dozens of them. Look at this clip.
Authorities arrested a 13-year-old boy who they say was infatuated with mass shootings and had access to guns and ammunition. Fox 13's Shira Matsuzawa tells us what investigators found inside his home and why the Pierce County Sheriff's Office calls it disturbing.
Gun after gun after gun. These are just some of the weapons the public information officer with the Pierce County Sheriff's Office, Carly Capetto, says were found inside of the home of the 13-year-old arrested over the weekend.
Several firearms were just around the home, hanging on the walls. It was very clear there was some negligence in terms of gun ownership.
She says approximately 30 to 40 guns were seized, along with boxes and boxes of ammunition. But that's not all.
Tons of evidence that was found from the bedroom in terms of inscriptions and writings and things that would indicate he had targets and obsession with previous mass shooters that we've had in our history.
Well regulated is also part of the Second Amendment. Leaving your guns where your 13-year-old son, who clearly has some mental issues, is not well regulated. So I'm just waiting for all these MAGA Republicans to run out and pass a safe gun storage law. If you're not too busy protecting a pedophile president from the Epstein files, but you don't want to pass a law because you don't care if you tread on anybody else, right? Don't tread on me. I'm a selfish prick, but you don't care if your gun treads on the lives of innocent kids at school or people in theaters or a mall or a movie theater. You just don't care. You're not pro-life, you're pro-gun. He who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. He who lives by the gun shall die by the gun. Once a woman gives birth, you don't care if it's shot, murdered, in a theater, a shopping mall. You don't care if it has universal health care. You don't care if it has a living wage. You don't care if you can afford housing, and you sure as hell don't care if it dies from the environment. You don't care about life. And there's going to be a day where you will stand there on Judgment Day, and I get peace in this, and you're going to sit up there before God, and he's going to show you all these kids from Uvalde and VA Tech and Las Vegas and Columbine and the children from the Catholic Church that you ignored, and Melissa Hortman and George Floyd. You know what you're going to say? You did nothing. I told you to love thy neighbor. I said, he who lives by the sword shall die by the sword. And all you did was care about your personal freedom of a piece of metal. And what are you going to say? But God, I was a patriot. Yeehaw! I had flags and guns and pet bull eagles. And God, I own the libs and I demonized gay people and trans people, God, because I was a patriot. I was a good Christian boy. I told you to forgive thy neighbor as if to heap hot coals on their head, to value life, to love thy neighbor. And you cared more about a piece of metal than all of my dead children that are up here. You can go bunk with Jeffrey Epstein. You don't follow God. You follow the Second Amendment. You follow a white supremacist in the White House. You don't care about life at all except for your own. You don't love thy neighbor, you love thyself. And that's a damn shame.